At about 9:54 p.m. on Monday, June 13, 2022, law enforcement was called to an apartment complex at 404 Oxford Street in Houston, Texas. There, they found 9-year-old Khylie Sorrells suffering from gunshot wounds, and emergency personnel rushed her to Memorial Hermann, where unfortunately she was pronounced dead. Her mother, 29-year-old Brittany Sorrells, also suffered a gunshot wound and was taken to the hospital, stabilized, and later released. 2 other children who were in the apartment were unharmed and subsequently placed in the care of family members. Xavier Alvarez, a neighbor, told media sources that he remembered hearing a noise in the apartment unit below his, followed by shots. He said he immediately went outside to see what was going on when he heard Brittany screaming. Him and his wife both called 911. Court documents indicated that the girl's mother, Brittany Sorrells, dated 22-year-old Jeremiah Jones for about 8 months. However, the couple broke up 2 months prior. Sorrells reportedly had not seen Jones in a few weeks until he came to her apartment the week before with a gun and threatened to kill her. Brittany told investigators that on the night of the shooting, her cousin who was staying with her had been walking in and out of the apartment, so the door was unlocked. The mother claimed that she was in bed watching a movie with Khylie and her other 2 children, ages 1 and 7, when Jones walked into the apartment and demanded a TV he asserted was his. After ripping the TV off the wall and moving it to the front of the apartment, he allegedly told Brittany he wanted a cell phone after accusing her of dating another man. Brittany told police when she gave him her phone, he saw that she was messaging someone, and the man immediately walked into the back bedroom where the children were playing, and Brittany said she heard 2 gunshots, then saw Jones leave the bedroom. The man then allegedly returned to the living room, forced Brittany to get on the floor, and shot her in the shoulder before leaving the apartment. Jones then fled in a Chevy Camaro. Sorrells told police she then ran to the bedroom where she saw her daughter Khylie on the floor with a gunshot wound to her head. Emergency services were then called to the scene. Police later said that Brittany had made 4 calls to law enforcement about Jones within a month prior to the incident, twice for disturbance and twice relating to threats that the man allegedly made. Brittany later took to social media and made several posts regarding domestic violence at the hands of Jeremiah and asked persons to contact law enforcement if they knew of his whereabouts. Court records show Jones had an extensive criminal history stemming back to when he was 12 years old. This included theft, making terroristic threats, and reckless driving. He was accused of violating a protective order a different woman filed against him as well. The most recent charges included violating the terms of his bond. The man was regarded as being on the run, and a massive manhunt was initiated regarding Khylie's murder. Members of the community were not hesitant in speaking out against the horrific actions and rallied around Kylie's family. Jay Prince, founder and head of the legendary Houston-based record label Rap-A-Lot Records, captioned in an Instagram post, "Houston, we have a problem. We can't have clowns like this running around purposely killing our babies and be okay with it. Stand with me on preventing this sick individual from harming another baby." He also went on to write, "I'm not advocating violence, but we have to protect our kids. I don't care what gang he's with. They are no match for us, H-Town." During his time evading Houston police, Jeremiah Jones spoke to Fox 26 and denied having anything to do with Kylie's murder.
Jeremiah, let me ask you, did you shoot your ex and her 9-year-old daughter? No, ma'am.
As a manhunt is underway for 22-year-old Jeremiah Jones, he spoke with me on Zoom, telling me he wasn't there at his ex-girlfriend's apartment and saying he did not do it. But why would his ex-girlfriend tell police he's the one who opened fire on her and her daughter?
Honestly, ma'am, I really don't know. I'm just trying to get all of this resolved. I'm trying to, because I was at a gas station on camera minutes before they say, within probably like 15 to 20 minutes before they even said that this happened.
Houston police, for several charges, says he and his attorney are in the process of retrieving store surveillance video that he says will prove he was about 20 miles away from his ex-girlfriend's apartment when she and her daughter were shot. He says he's going to turn himself in.
I have no reason to hide. I'm going to turn myself in. I just want my lawyer to get all the proper documents for me.
It's just a hurtful process at this time, and we're devastated.
In fact, Khylie Sorrells says her heart is broken after her daughter Brittany was shot in the shoulder and survived, and her granddaughter Khylie was shot in the head and killed.
It's a nightmare. Not sleeping, not eating.
The beautiful 9-year-old, as you can see here, loved basketball and goofing off. Brittany's mom says her daughter is 100% sure it was him.
She was looking at him, you know, I mean, they were talking, and he got upset and, you know, couldn't take no for an answer.
Jones, who was out on bond for several felony charges, dated threats.
He reported the threats.
You're saying if there was a law in place that would crack down on even threats, her daughter would have been saved. Your granddaughter would have been saved.
Exactly.
Around 6 p.m. on June 14th, Jeremiah was taken into custody by HPD SWAT and tactical team officers in a parking lot in the 22,300 block of Imperial Valley Drive following the extensive manhunt. Jeremiah Jones was booked into Harris County Jail on counts of capital murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in relation to the shooting, and a review of his criminal record showed that at the time of the incident, he was out on bond for a felon in possession of a firearm charge. Khylie's family created a GoFundMe page to help with funeral arrangements, which received $15,598 in donations. Her life was taken less than a month before her 10th birthday. Brittany and other family members shared that Khylie was a loving big sister who excelled at basketball and was excited to start 5th grade in the fall. HPD Chief Troy Finner told media sources how Khylie Sorrells' murder had a far-reaching and personal impact on the department, as she was a student and member of HPD's Police Activity League, also known as PAL, program. The police chief referred to Khylie as a sweet child and asked for prayers for her and her family. I will be following the outcome of this case, so be sure to subscribe so you do not miss the update. May the family and friends of Khylie Sorrells find solace in the happy memories, and may her soul rest in perpetual peace. Thank you.